I'm so fascinated with you, Corey.
Thank you.
Like beyond, and your willpower, your kindness, the fact that you've mentioned all these details in regards to your journey, and here you are smiling and well this and love, and I think that's so inspiring, and I think it provides hope to healing.
Absolutely.
And you said military. Um, Tell me about that.
Yeah, so
And what branch?
I ended up joining the Air Force back in 2003. I served for 6 years. I did two tours of deployments overseas for the war.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. But like the military, just like every other large experience or scenario in my life, cultivated the man that I am today. I kind of felt like throughout my entire life, I kind of was forced to stand up to my own fears. I was kind of forced to fight my own demons and or the darkness that would somehow be portrayed in my own thoughts. And the military was no different. However, the military provided me the greatest level of responsibility, dedication, loyalty. It showed me how to honor privilege and what privilege can be or can look like when it's taken away from you. It showed me camaraderie and teamwork like never before. It was a family beyond families. It was a fraternity slash sorority beyond fraternities or sororities. It was my life. It bred pride and joy. It made me proud to wear the uniform and or to strap my boots up. It made me proud to come back to the States and like live life to the fullest. Like when you can understand and see what is done on your behalf by my fellow airmen and soldiers of other branches, like you don't take anything for granted. And the military certainly made me one hell of a leader and certainly gave me the tenacity and the wherewithal to be greater than great, to soar beyond my wildest dreams. And every bit of me is doing exactly that.
So, did you join the military because of your family, because of your parents, or was it something that you always kind of aspired inside of you to be in a branch in the force, to serve, to really explore that within yourself?
No, actually, I did not join the military for or because of my parents, although it was a great incentive to do so. My joining the military came on because my life situation. Every bit of me was removed from my parents' home at the age of 17 because they found out that I was same gender loving. And it required me and my current partner at the time to kind of like get out there and live on our own. And so we got a studio apartment in his name, and we started working minimum wage jobs and like trying to survive just off of the love that he and I had for one another. And realizing that wasn't enough, both of us had agreed to go off into the military. And so we started to embark on this buddy pass system, and that's whereby you and a friend can join the military, and you can go off and make sure that you're together for at least the first 2 years
So
of
you
your
guys were
service.
together in the military?
So we did not, but in our attempt to do that, we found out that he nor I could ever get into the military. He because of his background, and me because I had broken my knee my senior year in high school. And so, because of that, the military felt that I had a pre-existing condition that they did not want to um, support and or back. And so all the branches from the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, and the Marines denied us. And that was my first time whereby I felt like I ever really got a clear message from the non-physical side of life, right? Those, whether it be spirit, whether it be God, but they told me to write, and I wrote a letter to the President of the United States at the time. And maybe 2.5, 3 months later, I got a call back from a recruiter of the Air Force, and they told me that I will be accepted into the Air Force. I had to go to this military base to have my knee evaluated to make sure that it wasn't to a certain extent whereby they couldn't accept me, and that particular doctor approved me. So they let me go into the Air Force, and that was how I kind of like embarked on that journey.
Your your story just gets more interesting and interesting. You are the epitome of do not give up and go beyond. Like,
Oh yeah.
who writes a letter to the president
You know,
to join the military? Like, and you were, wait, how old were you?
I was I was 19 years old.
19 years old, out of high school, in love. And I'm going to touch on something that you mentioned right now because I think it's very important. But you, just to finish this off, you literally in this apartment trying to survive with the on love, young love, and here you are trying to get into the military because you guys got to do this together. Don't get in. Write a letter to the president, and da 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 da. Here we go. Both in the Air Force, huh?
Yeah, so he did not get in. He still couldn't get in, which made life, the dynamic of life, that much more difficult because he and I still were in love and like we still wanted our relationship, but knowing that I was in the military and they certainly did not accept same gender loving couples, there was this don't ask, don't tell policy. But when two people love each other, when two people are committed, especially in the gay community, like that love right there, that commitment is going to be sought after at all costs. And so he moves around with me, and like we lived off of base, and even though it was difficult with money, like he and I pulled it off, and like we secluded ourselves. We lived with just he and I, like pouring our hopes and dreams into one another, and like seeing them, lived out in secret.
I feel like I'm like watching a movie right now. Like definition. Wow. Like
I've had an extraordinary life. Like I really, really did.
let me